Alright, welcome back guys to I think this is going to be part 36, I think. So let's get to it. So in the last tutorial we created this center spoiler piece and this wing here. And then in this tutorial we're gonna create some fixtures. We wanna fix this spoiler actually onto this wing. So we're gonna come up with like some sort of fixture that will fix onto that one, of course. And we're going to create the fuel inlet over here, and we want to connect this spoiler to this body, so which we will do, and we do some additional camera adjustments and mechanical stuff on the back here. All right, and then just to let you know, we're gonna start doing the wheels very soon, and then okay, very soon, and our wheel is going to look like something like that. I'm gonna show you. So I just made a quick one here, but it's not the actual size, but it's going to look something like this. Of course, we will add the racing knot, just a single release knot. So we're not gonna go with the original bolide rim that is actually on the bolide, but we're gonna come up with something a lot better looking, something like this. Okay, so this is what we're aiming for when we create our wheel. All right, so let's get back to our model here, and let me exit out of this one. Okay, and let's start by creating this fuel inlet here. So we're gonna put it on the driver's side. Well, if you're in the US, and not on this side because that would be UK. So let's create a sketch on the right plane here, and just get into this view here, and we're gonna grab a center line, and we're gonna be perpendicular with this line here. So I'm gonna pull it just all the way here, and of course that's where our plane is going to be. So let's go ahead and click on plane here, and let's click on the line first, and then let's click on the point first. Okay, and now let's create a sketch on this plane, and then press normal to profile. And of course our line, which is this one, our cut line, is going up like that. So if you look at some of our pictures here, where actually we can see the fuel inlet, right? So the line goes up like that. There's going to be a small triangle. So we're trying to incorporate this inlet somewhat behind that line a little bit, right? And then we want to make sure that that small triangle shape falls behind that, and it's sitting right on top of this edge here. Okay, so that's our cut line here, and which will go up here, and that creates that small triangle here, and we want to sit that right over here. All right, so let's grab the circle, and let's just pull out this circle like that, something maybe a little bit bigger like that. Okay, so it's sitting right on top of that, and our cut line will go up like that. So we can move this a little bit back, just a little bit back and a little bit up. And our cut line, let's just move it a little bit forward, like that. And our cut line falls somewhere over here. So this should be all right. Or maybe we can just move it a little bit closer, right? Just a tiny bit closer. And like that, and that's good enough. All right, so let's go to features here and do a quick extrude, and we're gonna cut all the way through in that because it's a solid body, of course. So let's cut through that. Okay, and then we're gonna leave that plane there for now. We might need it later on. Actually, let's hide it for now because it's in the way. And we're gonna come in here and we're gonna go to sketch, 3D sketch, and then we're going to convert this lower edge over here. Okay, so now that's a 3D sketch on that edge. All right, and then let's create a direction of pull, which is going to be a center line. And let's drop that center line right about here. Okay, so we want to make sure that we are in the right plane. I kind of want to be in a Y and Z plane. So let's toggle that by the tab bar. Okay, and if we get into view, we're pretty good over there. And let's just jump into front here and then just edit that pull direction of pull. So I want to pull that kind of straight in like that. Okay, so let's create our creates our direction of pull on that. Press OK. I mean exit this whole sketch, right? And if you go to surfaces here and click on surface, and then we're going to select the sketch and the direction of pull. It's going to be that one. And then we're just gonna pull it back to about that much. And that, let's just zoom in here and then see that wall, how big it is. All right, so we don't want to make it too big. So maybe make it about this zip. All right, so that looks good. And press OK. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with that. And let's hide this line here. And then, of course, let's hide this one as well. All right. And now we're just going to cap this up with a fill surface. So let's cap that up. Okay, let's cap that up. Okay, and then we're going to thicken this surface. So let's thicken the surface, and we're going to thicken it to the other side like that, and we're going to thicken it by 1. And let's just double check how big is that take. That's good enough over there. Press OK. All right, I'm pretty happy with that. And next thing I want to do is, well, obviously we can create a sketch on that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and create a plane from that surface if we can, but we absolutely, let's just come in here and let's try again plane. They would put the plane somewhere there, and that's not what we want. So what we're gonna do instead, is we're gonna bring back our plane here that we created earlier. So make that to show that plane. Okay, and that plane is actually perpendicular with this whole thing. So let's go ahead and let's create a plane off of this plane here. So let's create a plane off of this plane, and we're gonna get into view here. Okay, so that's our surface here, so we want to be on top of that a little bit. So let's just bring that, let's flip the offset, and then let's just bring it close to that wall. So 40 will drop the plane somewhere here, and if we drop first 50 now, so let's try and do 45. And 45 drops it almost on the surface, which we don't want. So let's try 47. Actually, maybe 43. Okay, so we're gonna be in minus, and that drops that plane right over there. Okay, and then let's make a sketch on this plane and see if we were alright on that. Okay, so let's create a circle, and I want to get that reference point, and we're gonna get that about here. So obviously that's going to be our filler cap. And if you go to features and extrude that, that will extrude it actually quite nicely, kind of. So let's try to extrude that to about 2 and press OK. And we're just gonna double check that filler cap. Okay, so it's not so bad. One more thing I want to do, I want to create a sketch on this surface. So normal to profile. Like that. And I'm going to extrude that the other way around. I'm going to extrude all the way in. Like that. Alright. So this way our filler cap is going all the way through. That's good. Okay, one more thing I want to do here is I want to add a chamfer on this edge here. So let's try a 1 and see how we get with that one. And maybe 2 would be better. So let's try 2. That's good. Okay, 2 looks good. And we're going to add some rivets on them. So let's make a sketch on this plane. And normal to profile. Okay, and then let's do a cut here. Let's do a circular one, and somewhere in the middle section about here, like that. Okay, and let's extrude that. Make that about 2, and we'll extrude only to that 4. Press OK. And let's have a look at that. Okay, and then now let's add a fillet on this edge here. Of course 10 would be too much, so let's try 1. And that doesn't look very good, so let's do a Ctrl Z, Ctrl Z actually, and let's do a chamfer, and let's try 0.5 on the edge. Instead, let's try fillet here, and let's do 0.3, and let's have a look at that one. All right, so that's going to be the one, and then all we have to do now is we're going to do a circular pattern, and then our direction of patterning is going to be this edge here, of course, and our is going to be clear selection is going to be our cut. Clear selection, let's select this one here, and then features, let's select the cut here. Select this edge. So let's do it differently. Instead, let's revolve the sketch itself. So let's go back on the sketch and edit the sketch, and let's press the normal to profile here, and what we're gonna do is we're going to create another circle here just to have our direction of revolve. Okay, and then we're going to circular pattern that circle, and entities to pattern, clear selection is going to be this one here. Clear selection is going to be this one here. There you go. I'm just gonna bring it all the way up to like that. Okay, that is good. And now let's cut the intersection. Let's go to features, cut extrude, and 2 would be sufficient. Press OK. All right, that is looking really good. So I'm not sure if we should put fillets on that, but let's just put maybe a little bit of fillets, right? So fillet, let's try 0.2 instead, 0.2, and we're gonna do that on all the edges here. Clear selections. So let's try it again without clicking on anything that we don't want to click. Okay, and press OK. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. It looks good. And now let's save the project here. Okay, that looks good. Alright, now let's move on to this area here, because we want this surface to touch our body over here. So there's a few things we can try. Is because it's a solid body, we can actually what we're going to do is go to sketch, 3D sketch, and convert entities, and we're going to convert all these edges Nice little piece in the front as well. And this one here, not that face, the edge actually. Okay. And let's not forget this small piece back here. Okay, that looks good. And now let's try and do a projection, right? Okay, so but before we do that, let's go ahead and try to do a plane. So let's click on plane here, and we want to grab that plane from the top plane. So plane from the top plane, and we're gonna bring it all the way up. Like that. And we're gonna bring it a little bit more up. Okay, and we're going to make a sketch on that. And let's go ahead and offset the sketch here. Oh, first, let's go ahead and convert it. All these sketches. Clear selection. And let's do a box select. Box selection. And let's just do it like that. Alright, that's converted. And now let's try and do an offset from this sketch. Maybe not 10, but 1. Let's jump into view here. And maybe let's try to make that a little bit bigger if we can. Let's try 3. And then I think 3 should be sufficient. So press OK. And then we're just going to cut out the intersections without any complications. Ctrl Z to bring that back. Let's try and cut the middle section first. And this part here. And now let's try and cut this one here. Which will bring it out to there. But we can fix that. So let's cut this here. And let's jump and grab a arc 3-point arc. And just bring it with something like that. It won't be sharp enough, obviously. Okay, but we will try. Let's have a look how the original looked. So let's get into view again. So basically, original one is not too far from the one that we created with the 3-point arc. So actually we're gonna go with that one. So let's cut these ones out and then these ones. Okay, And then we're gonna cut these ones back out. And let's grab a 3-point arc here and bring it all the way until it's straight. Okay, that's good. Exit the sketch. Good. And now let's hide this 3D sketch that we just made here. All right. And all we have to do now is hopefully we're going to be able to project this curvature onto this face here. All right. So let's select our sketch here. And it's probably going to ask for a direction, but if it will, we will create a direction, but let's hope it won't. So first, let's do that one there and press OK. Okay, and let's bring back that sketch. Show. Okay. And then let's go ahead and do another one, another projection. Let's select the sketch and now select this face here. Okay, good. And now let's hide this line here. Okay, let's hide that one. And then let's go ahead and try and see here. So if we can see that we have a break there, which we want to connect. So let's go to sketch, and then let's do a 3D sketch, and then spline, and then we're gonna stay on this projected curve here all the way around. Because we want to be connected on this end here. We're just gonna come over here and jump right across that corner. Okay, so as you can see, we're going all around this sketch here. That's the crucial part right here. Just jump right over it. Alright, so that looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can create that. Right. Okay, so let's just minimize this. Okay, so let's go see if we can create the surface from these edges here, from here, obviously, from this point. So let's go do a let's try to do a Um, so I have an idea, right? So are we still in 3D Sketch? We are. So let's go ahead and close this sketch up here on the top. Close that one up. Exit the sketch. Okay. And let's go and do another 3D sketch. And we're just gonna convert these edges here from here. And let's not forget this small piece here. And this edge here. Okay. Press OK. And let's go ahead and close up this sketch as well. All right. And now let's go see if we can create a lofted surface here. Okay, so let's see if it will ask for guide curves. So let's select this profile here, and then this profile. So obviously it's asking for guide curve here. So let's go ahead and try a boundary surface between this sketch and this sketch here. And it will look good from that side. Let's see if we can flip these connectors. Okay, so let's try it again. Boundary surface between this sketch and this sketch. And then flip connectors. This one here. So let's try that again. This one and this one here. Okay, so let's try to add a guide curve, and we try the lofted surface here. So sketch, 3D sketch, spline. And we're gonna go from here to here. I want to make sure that line is straight. And I want to also hoping that this curve will carry out all the way throughout. Okay, and then we're gonna get into the front here and give it a profile. Something like that. Okay, and hopefully we'll transition all the way around. So surface is loft surface. Loft surface, and then let's select the profiles. And then guide curves. Let's try it again. Loft surface, clear selection, selection manager. Select all of the sketches. Press OK. And the second one, selection manager. Okay. And then guide curve. So that's not creating a surface. Oh. All right, so let's get rid of that. Oh, let's leave that. Let's leave it, and let's do boundary surface, and go to selection manager, and then select this piece. Press OK, and then select selection manager, this piece, press OK. Of course, we're gonna come back around with this one here, and let's flip these connectors and bring this back up here. For direction 2, let's select our guide curve here. So I don't want to bleed into that. All right. All right, so on the next tutorial, we will come back and then we will fix this, these areas here. And then let's just work a little bit on this camera area here. So let's create a sketch on this face. Normal to profile. And then what we're going to do is create a center rectangle right on the center. So that's the center right there. And we're gonna bring it all the way out here. Okay, let's go to features and extrude. And then let's flip these. And we're gonna come all the way into here. Press OK. Okay, that looks good. And then let's go ahead and add a fillet on these small corners. Let's try one. So one looks a lot better. Let's see if we can do it on the side as well. All right, that looks fantastic. And then, of course, we're just gonna add a chamfer on this corner here to make it nice and aerodynamic. And the same thing on the other side as well. So add a chamfer on this corner here, just 2 millimeters. Okay, so that's aerodynamic, good. And the last thing I want to do here is I want to create a sketch on this face again. And I want to grab a circle, grab that center, and then come all the way out like that. Features, gonna extrude into this body. About that much. Okay, and then one last thing left to do is we're going to create a dome. So let's go to insert features and let's grab that dome. So dome on this surface here. Of course, that's gonna be too much. So let's try 1 for the camera, or 2. That will be a nice dome for the camera. Perfect. So we got the camera, the reverse camera as well on the rear end. Right. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna leave this here, this tutorial, and when we come back in the next tutorial, we're gonna create the fixtures here, and then create these surfaces that connects this body to the actual car. And then we're very close to getting to the wheels now. And then once we have the wheels, we're gonna get on the interiors and the engine, of course. Alright, thanks very much for staying with me in this tutorial, and then I'll see you back in the next one. Bye.